expose the devil's targeting tactics. Part 33, gangstalking. I know that word gangstalking sounds crazy, and it sounds crazy because it's supposed to. That's why we're really doing this video, is just to kind of give people an understanding of how this could happen to you, and if it is happening to you, you can kind of recognize it and start to pivot and start to changing the way you feel about it, and not be stressed out and not be taken off your path, because kind of behind the whole veil is to take you off of your path. I can only explain this from my point of view because, you know, it's what happened to me. But from the 2 years that I know that it had gone on for me, I can only speak from my words, but I do realize that I found several stories across the country that are very similar, of the exact same things happening to them. And so once I realized that it was a thing, it really was a thing, and it really was happening, it really was going on, you know, that's when I started to began to kind of be able to call out things that were going to happen before they happened, and expecting something to go a certain way before I even venture out to do it. It really resonates with me because I just want to be able to help somebody else, because I know how it can feel, and I know how it can be to feel like there are these outside forces against you and there's nothing you can do. If you've been there, or if you are there, there are things that you can do to help yourself change, and that's what knowledge, you know, knowledge is power at the end of the day. So what gangstalking is it kind of puts you in a mental, physical prison without you having to go to jail, if that makes sense. It handicaps your life. And if you think about it, it makes sense how someone could do this, or how people that have the wrong technology in their hands and groups of people, it kind of makes sense how they could do this to destroy your life if you have enough people that are against you. It is to put you in a mental prison. It's also to disconnect you from society. They want you to suffer mentally, physically, psychologically. They want you to destroy yourself. That's really what the end goal is for you to destroy yourself. I know it sounds crazy, I know it sounds harsh, it sounds mean, it sounds evil, and it is all of those things, but this is the reality. And it feels like that you are under illegal surveillance 24/7. It feels like someone has the green light to harass you. It's a crazy feeling because it seems as if it's so open the way it's done. And you know, if anyone understands how the world works, is things are done in plain sight. You know what I'm saying? So it's a psychological thing. At the same time, it's an attack on your whole being. It's an attack on your soul, basically. From my point of view, the things that happened to me, like I said, when I started to notice it, I was working security, so I was already trained to kind of look for inconsistencies, you know what I'm saying? And so the first thing that I noticed is I began to be followed by groups of vehicles, and they were like official looking vehicles. You know, I do want to make a note that anybody can get vehicles like, you know, like this that are tinted and can ride in a group or whatever. Anyone can do that. So I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's someone retired or someone that has connections to some kind of technology or connections to something, and they're using it in a corrupt way or something. That's kind of what it seems like. Not only is the following part of it, but also, you know, I noticed my social media accounts were being hacked, and that's kind of an invasion, you know, in a way. And then I noticed misplaced items in my home and rearranged items, you know, in my home. And it would be times where everyone's gone, and then I come back and I would notice that. So it's an invasion of privacy feeling. So it's almost like you're being harassed 24/7, really. And also, you know, people around me that I was associating with began to act a little strange, you know, I noticed, which kind of makes you feel like, you know, is someone being fed lies about you, or being fed misconceptions of you? Like, you know, that's kind of what it feels like, you know what I'm saying? As I was feeling all that, and I looked at people's stories and they were the exact same thing, I started to really realize and it started to get interesting to me. I was wanting to research it more and more, and how, they can use the community against you. They can use different groups. They can send out your location. And it's really a thing. If someone doesn't like you, or if they have some kind of connection with an illegal group or something like that you don't really know about, that most of the people don't know about, I mean, it's possible that it could happen, because not only did my social media accounts get hacked and all that type of stuff, I had all of these attempted charges on my bank accounts. So they were attempting to destroy my life at every angle. On top of that, noise campaigns. It would be constant noise, constant chaos around me at all time. And if you know anything about noise campaigns, you'll know what I'm talking about. Just kind of look it up for yourself. But that's another thing. So imagine if you notice you're being followed everywhere, and then you notice your social media accounts are hacked, and then you notice that you're having attempted charges on one of your bank accounts, and so all this stuff is happening at the same time. On top of that, notice that my email was hacked, and there were devices on my email account, which you'll see here. But like I said, I only use Mac computers. I've never connected a Windows computer to my email account, and so this is where you see that there are Windows computers. There were iPhones. There was all type of stuff connected to my Gmail account. So someone has hacked everything that you have technology-wise. Someone has invaded your privacy. Someone has entered your home illegally because of the misplaced items and the rearranged items only when we leave and come back. There were so many things that were happening. And on top of that, there's job sabotage. These people seem to be connected, or whoever it is seems to be connected, to where they can sabotage your job or plant someone in your job to report back to them. It seems to be a reporting system, whether they're following you around, that lets someone else know when you're on the way back home. If you keep tabs on somebody like that, you can break in their home. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, that's kind of what it seems as if it happened to me. And a lot of these cases where it's happened is, inheritance, power of attorney, things of that nature. That's part of why these things can happen. Some people say that there's someone in their family that's connected to a group that can do this to you. So, it could be that too. Fraud, of course, identity theft. Another thing is just jealousy and envy, man. Someone can literally just be jealous of you and not like you and get people teamed up to go against you. Some people this happens to because of their political stand. I just want to kind of give you guys an idea of what, gang stalking is. So if someone tells you that they're being followed, hear them out, because they actually might be being gang stalked, or they actually might be being illegally harassed in some sort of way, whether it be cyber attacks or anything like that. So hear them out. Don't be so dismissive. In case I don't see you, good afternoon.